All right, what's up, my friends? If you are ready to finally stop feeling overlooked by your coaches and you are ready to get chosen to play more roller derby, then you are in the right place. If you are watching this recording, comment below with recording so that you know that you are watching the recording. And I am just so excited to teach you guys how to get more track time this season. I have worked with hundreds of athletes, just like those of you that are listening. And if you're like those people that I've helped, then maybe you're struggling to get noticed by your coaches. You're struggling to earn more track time. You're sitting on the benches and you're like, this game looks so fun to play, but I'm not playing it. Everyone else is. And really feeling like you're not getting the recognition that you deserve for your skills and dedication. And I know the effect that this can have on confidence and motivation and really just making you want to play the sport, right? But here's the thing, it's not just about the playtime, it's about getting to feel like a contributing member of your team. It's about getting to feel like you showing up matters. And so that's why we're going to talk about this today. And, as a seasoned roller derby athlete personally, I've been playing roller derby for 18 years. I've been a personal trainer for 15 years. I know what it takes to get noticed by your coaches and earn more playing time. And I want to share that knowledge with you. And, we've developed like a proven method that really helps skaters stand out and helps them show their coaches that they deserve to get more time in competition. So I am very excited because I'm not here by myself today. I am here with an incredible guest. I'm here with Erin Ria, aka Smash Ketchum of Red Stick Roller Derby. So Erin is in her third season of roller derby this year. And over the course of the last 3 years has gone through a process that I think a lot of people go through, where it's like first season, it's like, okay, you kind of get your feet under you. Maybe like for Erin, you got drafted to the B team. And then it was like, everyone was like, okay, well, yeah, you can block, but Erin, you really wanted to be a jammer. And so they have spent this entire last chunk of time really working on earning that spot in the jammer rotation. And through Crash Course and Erin's hard work, Erin has finally earned that jammer rotation spot. And so obviously I was like, Erin, you have to come on and tell everybody what you did. So for those of you guys that are listening, if you're one of those people and you feel like you're stuck in that spot where you want to be a pivot, you want to be a jammer, you want to get noticed by your teammates, you want to get noticed by your coaches, you want to get more track time, then you are 100% in your right place. So Erin, thank you so much for joining us. So excited to have you on today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here and to help whoever I can.
Well, and you just had a game and you just got a little MVP action.
Yeah, MVP jammer. And I was jamming in the first half. They wanted to swap me to pivot, but then when they saw all my hard work, they actually asked me to jam for the second half as well, and they wanted to keep me on as a jammer. So yeah,
It's so
it was
exciting.
exciting.
So hopefully those of you guys that are listening are hearing that, you're like, yes, that's exactly how I want my game to go. So we're going to just jump right into it. So basically there's 4 key elements of focus that if you level these up, you're going to get noticed by your coaches. You're going to earn more track time. So the first piece of this is overcoming mental blocks. And what I mean by that is really putting the strategies in place so that you're not like having total jamnesia. You're not just losing your shit as soon as you get on the track. And I know, Erin, for you, a lot of it was like you were really struggling a little bit with like you'd get into kind of like fight or flight mode or get like really panicky. Yeah. What was that like? What did you struggle with? What did you learn? And then how did that change your game?
So honestly, I didn't realize I struggled with fight or flight until I joined the program. And one of the mindset things talked about fight or flight. And it actually kind of pointed me in the direction of your podcast about
And like
finite and infinite games, and also like finite and infinite. And I wanted to make this an infinite game. And it also, there was another one that talked about fight or flight and just breathing, like in the moment, just breathe and clear your mind, and like talking to your team and just being like, hey, if you ever hear me say I'm going into fight or flight, like I can't calm down, have them help you respond by saying, hey, let's take a second, let's breathe. It's not that you're getting too caught up. and just having them help calm you down kind of goes to community, like letting people know to help you.
Yeah.
And having that one coach that you can hear on the track and be like, hey, still an initial, having that coach there for you, like it just helps clear your head and helps you stay on track while you're in the track. And breathing, like say you might have messed up in the first jam, you still have time on that track. Say you're going around, take that time to breathe, mentally check yourself back in, and look at the scoreboard or look at your coach or look at your team and be like, okay, what's going on? Where am I at? What do I need to do? Like, it helps out a lot. And I struggle with doing that. And I just started doing it at practice. I'm like, hey, can we work on this? Because even with blocking, I would kind of go into fight or flight. And I'm like, I need to feel grounded. I need to work on this. And it just practice helps you get better. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, and one of the things that Aaron said too, what you said about finite infinite games, this is a topic that we go over in the first 12 weeks of Crash Course, is this concept of like a finite game is a game that has a start and an end, and then that's it, right? There's a winner and a loser. Whereas an infinite game is playing the game kind of like, well, how good could you get if you were just pursuing being good at this as the game, right? There's no winner or
Yeah.
loser, you're just playing. And so it sounds like you found that by really focusing on playing the infinite game of like just being good at roller derby helped you take a lot of the stress out of like, oh my God, I have to win
Yes.
this jam. Oh my God, if I don't do this perfectly, then my life is, you're able to kind of like calm down,
Really.
reel it in. Awesome. And I love that you started asking your teammates to help keep you in check too. So you have those
Yeah.
teammates or those coaches. Awesome.
Yep.
Perfect. Sweet. And then the second piece of this is just kind of like holistic wellness of like, you know, we talk a lot in Crash Course about the importance of self-care, the importance of rest, the importance of balancing exercise routines in order to prevent burnout. And I believe this was a big one for you too, right?
Yes, it definitely was.
What?
Because I have a very hard job. Like I do scaffolding and insulation. So I'm outside, my body's working 24/7. And then I'm going to derby practice. And I had to find the balance between how many derby practices I needed to go to a week to kind of not overdo it because I was famous for constantly burning myself out. And Sin helped me out a lot with, hey, reel it back a little bit. But if I wouldn't have found that balance, it was yeah, like
So
it
instead
was
of thinking
intense.
like, oh, I have to get to every practice ever and burn myself out, it was like, okay, how many practices do I need to like make attendance, obviously,
Yep.
and to be able to show up and give each of those practices your 100% versus coming and being exhausted and burnt out, maybe getting injured,
Yeah.
that.
And also with workouts, knowing like you and then like say I was only able to do a certain amount of time for my workout and wasn't able to get every single thing done, like y'all made me not feel bad for that. Y'all are like, hey, only do what your body can handle, and y'all are very supportive and just it helped. It helped my mind because my mind's like, no, you got to go hard. You got to keep going. And I'm like, well, if I keep going, it's not going to be an infinite game for me. It's going to be a finite because I'm going to keep getting hurt or I'm gonna keep wearing myself out. And yeah,
Yeah, and look at you got you earned your jammer spot anyways,
yep.
right?
Oh, yeah.
We
Yep.
always, we always say more isn't better, more is just more.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so number three is nutrition for energy. So obviously, like how we eat during the day has an impact on how we feel on the track, our energy levels, being able to go for a whole practice. What did you shift about your nutrition?
A lot. I stopped going to the gas station every morning to get my biscuit. I swapped that out for like egg white bites and stuff like that. And instantly I had more energy in the morning for work. And then swapping out having snacks at scheduled times during the day and just basically creating a schedule for my work and adding in a lot more veggies, a lot of veggies. And then also, you had this vitamins that you take 3 times a day instead of just once a day, and I feel like that helped a lot, and it kept my energy just flowing throughout the whole entire day. And it wasn't like, oh, if I take a vitamin at night, it's gonna keep me awake. It, I was still able to sleep and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a difference, right? When you're getting like number one, really nutrient dense food, right? Like eating a
Yes.
lot of veggies, getting a lot of protein, things like that. And then you pair that up with like the right supplementation of just like the thing, like for me, right? Exactly. I'm the same. Like I love that 3 a day vitamin. And like
Yes.
it, because it's just enough, it's like it fills in all the gaps on everything.
Oh
Awesome.
yeah.
So for you having like that schedule of really like, okay, well, if I'm going to be an athlete and I'm going to treat my body like an athlete, then I have to pre-plan out my meals the same way you'd pre-plan out
Yes.
your workouts or your work schedule or any of that.
Oh yeah. I
Awesome.
I meal prep every Sunday.
Yeah.
And
I love a good setup Sunday.
set up Sunday, meal prep every Sunday. And sometimes like whenever I had my first tournament actually this year as well. I made Team Louisiana and I forgot to say that. I made Team Louisiana and was at a tournament with Stan. Shows doing Team Jewish roller derby. And I kept my plan going like during that and just felt amazing while everyone else was going out to eat and everything else. And I'm like, I'm gonna stick to this. This works.
I know I always have
Yeah.
like my go-to tournament food, right? Because you're like, I know this is gonna make me feel good. I don't have to think about it. It's already here. You're not up
Yep.
like going to dinners like when you have a game the next morning and awesome. Yeah. And for anyone listening, so Aaron has referenced Sin a couple times. Sin is our head coach at Crash Course. Also in Red Stick Roller Derby, an incredible badass human being. Sin, if you're listening, we love you.
Yes. Love
And then the last piece of leveling up your game is really community support, right? Because I really think that when we're thinking about getting better at a sport, we not only have to get better at the sport for ourselves, but we also have to become like a better teammate. And Aaron, you touched on this a little bit already of like being willing to like lean on your teammates for support or being willing to ask for support from other people. How did that make a big difference for you?
It made a huge difference. Like as soon as I started being because Crash Course is one of the courses that actually taught me to be more communicative. Like I'm very introverted. I don't like if I could just live in my house and not do anything, I would be okay with that. But Derby's got me out of my comfort zone, and Crash Course has actually been like, hey, we have a community to help support you. So use this. And so I started communicating more with my team and being like, hey, when I'm on the track, this is what I like. This is what kind of like, I don't know, kind of triggers me or something, or just like I'll zone out. But when I started that, they felt like they could communicate to me more openly as well. And so it gave us more trust on the track and off the track. And then also having the community on Facebook, like I've gone through a lot this year already. I've gone through mouth surgery and stuff like that. And just having that community to just dial into and be like, hey, I kind of need some help. I need some support. It helps me feel seen, feel heard, and just helps me get a lot off my chest that I normally wouldn't be able to get off my chest. Like I normally internalize it, and that just means for me either taking it out at work or taking it out at Derby, and that's just not good.
Yeah, and I think
So
I think that the community aspect of Crash Courses is one of the most valuable things about it instead of a personal trainer, right? Because it's like you have your derby team and yes, you rely on them, but sometimes it's like having that separate space with people that
yeah,
you can come to without outside feelings, without past, without anything, and just be able to like share, ask questions, that kind of thing makes such a difference.
it really does.
Cool. Well, just as we kind of wrap things up here, if anyone is thinking about joining Crash Course, like what would you say to them?
Do it. Just do it. Don't be scared to do it, because I was scared and I almost backed out. And it helped me so much. It helped me at work. It helped me in life. It helped me just be better or want to strive to be better. And it helped me learn how to set small goals that are actually reachable to get my bigger goals. And I'm constantly growing every day. So just do it. It's worth it,
We're
100%.
so proud of you, Erin. It's been so cool watching you come in and do the work. And I think that's something that, in Crash Course, that's something we look for. Like, we look for skaters that are like, I'm ready to put in the work, show me how to do it. Like, I have a specific derby goal. And it's like, we're like, great, here we go. Bing, bang, boom. Let's make this thing happen. And you
Yes.
just did that. You know what I mean? We went through our interview process and you were like, I'm really ready. And it was like, okay. And I think that it took you a little while, right? There was like kind of like you were thinking about it, but then there was a time where you're like, now is the time.
Yep.
Awesome. So if anyone out there, if you want to do this on your own, you can. I have given you all the information, right? Like all you have to do at this point is really start to work on those mental blocks to make sure that you're balancing your rest, your self-care. You need to level up your nutrition, adding more protein, adding more veggies, and then finding that community support to encourage you along the way. You can do all of that on your own. If you want to do it faster, and more simply with less mental energy, then Crash Course might be for you. So we have some free strategy sessions available. These are just a time to talk with a strategy coach, to share your goals so that we can learn about those, to talk about where you're getting stuck. We can really look at where are the spots where maybe you're not able to make progress and kind of get a look at some of those blockages, and then look at really like design out a 12-week program for you. Like what do you need to do over the next 12 weeks in order to absolutely slay it? So I will put a link in the notes down below, and you can fill it out. There's like a little application to fill out so we know a little bit more about your goals, and then after that you'll get to pick a time for a strategy call. We have a very limited number of these available this week, so if you are serious about this, then definitely jump on, click the link, and we will get you leveling up like Aaron did. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about your MVP jammer, dude.
Thank you. I'm excited too. And one of my friends actually made the award, so now I get like she's a welder, so she welded it, and I was like, yes.
Yes. Well,
Awesome.
it's just the first of many, and I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for the rest of your season, and just keep doing exactly what you're doing. We're here to support.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, my friends, remember, life is a contact sport. She who touches the most lives wins. So if you know someone on your team that wants to level up their game and they could really use this podcast, please share the link, pass it along to your team, throw it in your Facebook, whatever you got to do, so that we can level up the whole sport of roller derby, because that's what we're here for.
Yep.
We'll see you guys later.